Okay. Okay, we're recording now. And today we are going to start back a little bit at the beginning because we have some new people who have requested some things. I'm not sure if they're here live today, but they'll be watching the replay, I'm sure. And so we're going to talk about how do you find a good image to trace it. We're going to trace images, and I'm also going to ask if y'all have any questions about anything that we all can help each other with. So matter of fact, let's start out. Does anybody have any questions right off the bat that you can think of? If so, you've probably muted yourself to just hold down your space bar and talk, or put it into the chat. No. So you guys are really quiet, so I guess there's no questions right now. So we'll just start with these guys right here. So I brought a bunch of images onto my silhouette screen here that you can see. And we're just going to look at some of these and try to discover which ones would be, well, y'all, if you're not a newbie, you probably know which ones are good ones and which one are not. But this is going to help everybody anyway. So let's just pick one willy-nilly. I'll start with, I don't know, I'll just start over here on the right-hand side. So let's look at her, and I'll scroll in so you can see. Do you think, yay or nay, yes or no, that she would be a good trace? I see an issue with her right off the bat. I don't know if you can see this, but so Barbara said yes, Chow said yes. Good, I like you guys answering in the chat, thanks. One of the things, I don't know why, have you guys noticed this too? When you go and copy and paste an image, a little part is cut off on the right and then the rest of it's on the left. That's what seems like it happened yesterday in that video that I did, right? That was happening. Yeah, there is an issue on the right-hand side, this right here, right? Not only that, but I think we'll be able to get away from this, but if you look at this image closely, look at the lines on that. It's not very sharp and clear. I still think I'd be able to do a pretty good trace on it, but I'll try just to see. Let's see. So I'm going to go back and minimize this one again. Let's just check this one out. I'm just curious with all that not very nice lines if it will trace well. Hey, Carmen. So I'm going to select the
Can I suggest you do something for a minute just to see if it'll work?
Yeah.
On the side, on the white part,
Uh-huh.
On the right side, pull that out, the whole picture. Go up there and pull it. No, that didn't.
Oh, you thought it was going to fix it?
Well, sometimes if you bring them in, and it's weird because if you do it, make it into nodes and then pull it out.
Oh, I got to trace it and everything first.
No, before you trace it. Click on the nodes, just click on it a couple of times and okay, now take and pull it. Because sometimes when you pull, there's another one going to be right beside it. So sometimes when you pull it out, you'll go ahead and get the full picture.
I got most of it now. You're right. Yeah. Look at that.
That's trial and error. I figured that out by accident one day.
Wow, it's not perfect right there, but it's much better than it was. Let's look. You see, it's not perfect here, but at least it's coming in some. Let's see. I wonder if I scroll out. Look at that good tip. Thank you. I never knew that.
Patty Ann, you know what I thought it was?
What?
I thought the little piece on the left was the piece that is missing on his hand.
And it is. But I had a hard time just kind of grabbing it and sticking it
over there. Okay.
Yes. Because then I tried to make it a compound path. I tried to weld it. And it just wasn't working right. So the best that I could do on yesterday's video was to just attach the nodes as I showed. But if you guys think of something else, like this is really a good tip. I wonder where that thing is I did yesterday. I don't know. Let's see if there's any more like that right quick. That one looks okay. The rest of these all look okay, darn. Hey, Tammy, look and see if you can find another one that I can try.
Okay.
Like that. All right. So here's one. So this girl right here, we decided, and I got it rid of, I messed up her foot right there. Look at that. I can make more of them. Who knew?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'll be dogged. All right. Well, anyway, let's check her out and see if she will make a pretty good trace. So I'm just going to come up here to the trace panel and select the trace area, and I'll just trace around this. And let's scroll in so I can see better what this trace is looking like. Okay, that's really not looking too bad. I do see some little places here that aren't great. You see right here by her eyeball and these little things. So, but if I change the threshold, I still have an issue right here, if you can see that. Let's move the threshold. Oh, too far. So I can't get that perfectly, I don't think. Hey, what's wrong with her bow? What did I do to her bow? Did I do that? I must have. There we go. Okay, let's bring this back over. All right, so let me go ahead and trace that. So this looks like it's going to turn out pretty good, right? Look at that trace. It's not bad, even though those lines were really jaggedy. So I'd want to come in here and get rid of some of this stuff. And of course, the way I do that is I had to make it a compound path first. I wonder if you can you do this again? And where are those? They don't come up now?
You have to do it from the original picture.
Oh, okay, because they don't show up anymore. Okay, well, that one looks like a pretty good trace, other than you can see a few issues, probably like right here where her eye is. And the only other thing is, look at some of these things. They're so jaggedy that I'm not crazy about them, but I guess I could simplify the nodes, as Tammy, we talked about. But that one's not too bad. So I guess you guys were right. Those of you who said yes. Oh, no firefly. Yes, he's here sleeping. Oh, good, Tracy. Everything went well. Sweet. I'm seeing now in the hubby sleeping. Okay, I was just looking at the chat. Ooh, I shouldn't talk about that online. Okay, here's another one. Let's look at this one. What do you think about this gal right here? Yes or no? Good trace or not?
Ooh.
Either let me know or text it in the text box or the chat box. What do you think? Will she make a good trace or not? Up here to the trace area. And Tammy says no. Everybody's saying no, no, no. She is cute. Not sure. She has lots of highlights. You're right. Lots of shadows. Yeah. I don't think she will, but let's check her out and see now. So if I drag around her like that. Okay, so far, there we go. If I up her threshold. Okay, so when I up her threshold, I can't get very much in the way of details, right? Because of all the shadows. But you know what she will be good as? A print then cut. So I could go all the way up just about on her if I wanted to. And if I wanted to make her into a print then cut, who knows which one of these buttons over here I would click on. Trace, trace outer edge, or trace and detach. Which one of those would I click on to get her to be a good trace for print and cut? You guys are so smart. The bottom one, yep, trace and detach, detach, detach. Yep, that's the one. So if I click on trace and detach, and there she is, and there must be a bunch of junk left over in here that we can't see much. I'd need to go like that to get rid of it. And there she is. She's adorable. So she would make a very good print and cut image, but she would not make a very good trace for us to change into. And Donna agrees. Charles says trace and detach. Yep, she wouldn't make a very good image to turn into a SVG to cut out each of these pieces individually. But we could go ahead now if we wanted to, if she was a print and cut, and add an offset to her by coming over to the little tool over here, the star. Looks like it has an offset around it. Click on that to open the offset panel. And you know, once you move these panels here away from where they're docked, every time you open something new, they will not go away. They'll stay there. But if you like them to go away each time you open a new panel, leave them docked up here and notice how every time I open a new panel, that one disappears. So, but I'm going to bring this one over here for right now. And I'm going to say offset. Oops, got to click on her first and say offset. And there's a pretty good offset for her, but I'd want to adjust this offset, and who knows why I might like to adjust this offset. Look at it. I have never print and cut, but one time I'm anxiously ready to learn. Sweet, good. Okay, why might I want to change this offset on this girl right here? On this girl. Do you see something odd that you might just want to get rid of? It's not really necessary.
A little cut between her legs.
Yep, like Barbara was saying, you could weld that little piece, or you could double click on it to get the nodes and just click the little pieces out. But like I'd shown the other day, I think you could just weld it, bring this over here. And actually what you would want to do is go to Object, Release. I gotta click on it first to highlight it. Object, Release the compound path. And then I can weld it. So then it's just the one piece. Or what I could have done in this case, since there's just that one thing and it's easy, I could have just double clicked on that to get the nodes, and then clicked on one to highlight it so it's the active node, and then just hit delete, 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 delete. And so of course we'd want to change this to white. At least I do. I don't know, you can make it any color you want to. But if you make it white, then you can bring it back over here. And I'd probably grab both of these and say center. And then I'd group them. Let's go over here to the mat and see, where is my mat? There's my mat. Now, where'd she go? Whoa, there she is. Let's bring her down here. Now you can see her little offset on her that we just placed upon her. That would be cute. Now remember this little red line right here, that's not going to print or cut. That's going to be where the cut line is. If you're using a Cameo, that's where it would cut. And as I said yesterday's video, I like to save mine as JPEGs. For me, it works easier. Maybe you guys have found that a PNG works easier because that's a transparent background file. But for me right now, where I am, I like just using it as a JPEG. So if you need for me to show you how to do that again, let me know. And remember, like I said yesterday, also, if you come up here to File and save the selection, because we don't want to save everything that's off the mat, to the hard drive, if you don't have all of these options as ways to save yours, it's because you don't have the business edition. Now, if you have a Cameo 4 or 3, you don't really have to have the business edition, because you can use these Silhouette Studio files. But if you have a Cricut, you have to be able to save things as JPEGs or as SVGs to get them to work with your Cricut. Well, let's get rid of that if I can, with all these boxes. All right, so she's done. Let's delete her. Boop. See what else we got here. Okay, we're done with this one too. Let's delete this one. All right, this one's so cute. I like her. Let's see. Oh, with the hoodie. Uh-oh. What do you think about this little Minnie Mouse? I think she was called Teenage Minnie Mouse, or Teenage Minnie. What do you think about her? Will she make a good print and cut? Will she make a good cut file for an SVG?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for both. Yes, that's correct, Barbara and Tammy. Yeah, I agree with you both. So if we were going to go ahead and trace her, I just come over again to the trace tool on the right-hand side. And notice my offset panel didn't close because it was no longer docked over here or stuck. Watch when I bring this over and how it's going to jump there. Oh, see that? It wants to stay over there. But if I wanted to come over here so I can work on this more often, or I know I'm going to use this panel a lot, I can drag it over here and it will always stay open. So anyway, let's say we're going to trace her. We'll select the trace area. And there she is. Let's look and see if there's anything. What is that? Wait one sec. Oh, that's the other ear. I wonder what that little spot was up there. So I'm going to select the trace area. And right off the bat, if I scroll in, that's looking like a great trace because look, her eyes are totally single lines, no dashes. That's a little bit ugly right there, but I bet that's somebody's signature. I wonder if I knock this down a little bit, if I'd get rid of that. And knocked it down a little bit. This looks like right here on the lace is messed up now though. So I'd probably leave it like that. Back up and check out. Be sure I didn't mess anything up. Looks good. So I would scroll back out and just click on trace again now. If I was going to make this as a print then cut, I do trace and detach, but I'm going to trace. And then I grab the white box to move it out, and then I just have mini. And then I would just begin coloring her as I showed in that video. Let's see, move in. So as I've shown you before, what I usually like to do is just change everything to a light color. Just helps me be able to see things. There we go. And then I'm going to come over here with it still selected. And as I've said, what I do is I come up to Object, Release Compound Path. And as you know, that's just going to make a bunch of boxes all over everything so we can choose things to color or choose things to delete. So there we go. There's all my little boxes. And now I would need my original, which, where is she? I should have left her nearby. There she is. And if I wanted to color this one to be exactly the same, okay, I could come to her bow, select that, hold down my shift key to get the other parts of her bow, and then come up here to the color swatch area. Isn't she definitely? Look at the attitude, right? She's even rolling her eyes, right, Carmen? Yeah, the eye roll. All right, so if I want the pink to be the exact same color, just come to the eyedropper tool and grab this, and it'll turn it to the exact color. If I want her sweatshirt to be the same color, click on it. Uh-oh. When all of those nodes come up, the easy way to get back to the selection tool is just to hit V as in Victor on your keyboard, or you can come up here to the arrow. I'm going to hit V, and there it is. And that actually selected every part I want. So I'm going to come up here to the color swatch, get the eyedropper, change that color. There we go. Uh-oh, it didn't get it all. I thought it did. So I need to click on this, hold down my shift key, and did that get her arm? Nope. I'm going to try this and see what happens. Now in the latest version of this, or maybe a couple versions back, we have the colors that we've used in this, on this mat, or on this, what do you call it, maybe a canvas. And the one I most recently used is in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm going to click on that one to make the rest of that her shirt the color I want. Okay, let's see what else. Next thing we'll do is we can just do the blue. Uh-oh, I got to hit the V again. So again, I would just hold down my shift key and grab all of the laces that I think I can. And I'm not really sure what I'm grabbing. I should have scrolled in, but I'm going to get the eyedropper and change them to that color. And I really think I need to scroll in to be able to see this better. So I got to come over here, oops, and click that, shift, that. And I have a feeling I'm clicking some things that aren't really laces. That's okay. And the latest color used is that one. So come over here. Let me see what I got. That and that. That's right. And that. Only thing I missed was this little bow part right here, I think. I don't know why it keeps coming up with the nodes, but all I have to do is hit the letter V, because when it is the nodes, well, let me see if I can get to the nodes. When it is the nodes, notice up here, I don't have the color swatch available. I can't change the color. I need it to just be selected by either coming here to the selection arrow or hitting the V on my keyboard. So I can color that one. Okay, I'm not going to color through all of these, but I was just going to do her to start with. So here's her pink pants. I want the exact same color. And I actually think it's this color right here that I used before. I'll get the eyedropper just in case and do that. And that is the name. You see MMO right here. And if I don't want any of that jazz on her, all we have to do is scroll in. And we can get the nodes by double clicking. Look at the little boxes, the little nodes with the little points. One of them is white, which means it's active. And I can just hit delete to get rid of all of that. And this one I can do the same, I think. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of, uh-oh, there we go. Hey, how come every time I hit that, it goes away? Okay, I'm going to hold down my shift key and see if I can draw. You know, if we hold down our shift key and draw around a bunch of nodes, we can get rid of them. So I went the wrong way. That. So again, delete. There we go. Now it's working, right? Every time I highlight a node and make it white, I can delete it. So you see how you can get rid of that. There's something right here I'd want to get rid of as well. Whoops, not do that. Control Z to go back. Okay. But anyway, I would continue doing these things right here and getting rid of some of those. But not to worry. Let's go back out. Not going to spend all the time on that. All right, so now we want to make this part gray on her foot. Is there an easier way to grab that back piece that I changed to a lighter color? Yeah, the way I found the easiest way for me, Barbara, is to just scroll in really, really far with that little tool that I think looks like a bug. And then it's really pretty easy to see the outer one. Okay, if you were way in here, it might be really hard to grab that outer one because, whoa, not that far. But anyway, you couldn't grab that outer one very easily. But if you use that bug tool, that magnifying tool, and really scroll in, I found that it's really pretty easy to grab that outermost part that you're trying to grab. So look, I can look right here on her hip and I can tell I've got that selected. And remember, I can tell what's selected by looking up here in the color swatch as well. And so then I know I have that selected. I can pull that out because you know what color I want to make that, right? I'm going to make that black. Let's scroll out a little bit. So I'm going to make that black. And not only that, I'm going to add the offset to this. So I'm going to come over to the offset panel because I like offsets. And I'm going to say offset. And I'm just going to leave it as the default. But I'm going to change the color of the offset because right now it's transparent. And we know that because it's selected. And if you come up here, there's the cross hatches, which indicates it's transparent. I can change it to any color I like. I could have an orange offset if I like, or a blue one. Or I could offset her the same color that her others, well, that she was originally. But usually I just like to do white for my offsets. And then then I would just grab these and group them. And then I can put that right behind her like that. So then the only thing left I have to do is to color her face. Ooh, wait, let's look at her eyes. Okay, they're already punched out like that the way I want them. That's perfect. So to do her face, I would just click on that, come up here to the color swatch, again, get the eyedropper because I want it to be this exact color. Good. And looks like we have an issue right here with her mouth. So I'm going to scroll into that. And what we want to do is we want to cut that out. So I'm going to click on the mouth, hold down my shift key and get this color, I believe, her flesh color, and come over here to the offset panel. It's over here. Say subtract. Okay, that's perfect. So what that did was it cut that right out of there. So we don't have to have that tiny little piece. And we have some more issues here. Let's see. We've got to click on this, hold down the Alt key, this. And, uh-oh, I got to see, is that going to be, that's the color of her jacket. So I just need to change these two to make them the flesh color, which I used. Is this it? Yes, recently. All right, let's scroll out a little bit. There she is. So I want to make these things, her whites of her eyes, white. So I click on both of those after I hold down my shift key and change them to white. And then this part of, oh, there's another little part of her face right here. I'm going to click on that, come up here and change that to the flesh color. And I only have a couple more things to do, her shoes and these things right here. So this looks like this should be cut out of the jacket. In some ways, I really don't think it's necessary, so I think I'll just delete it. I don't think that's going to make or break my outfit or my mini, and just having that little tiny slit cut out there. Yep, and by her eyelash. Thanks, Carmen. Get that. Oh, right up here by her eyelash. Oh, I see. Poor little girl. Thanks. Oh, yeah, right here and here, I'm going to make those flesh colored. So again, what I did was I clicked on this one, hold down my shift key and click on the other one, and then come up here to the color palette. And again, if I wasn't sure which color I was using, I could come here to the eyedropper tool and just click on these other flesh. There it is. Change this to pink. Notice again, I clicked on this and it came up with the nodes or the points. I don't want that because I want to change the color of this, and that's not an option right now. So I need to click on my V as in Victor on my keyboard, or come up here to the select tool. And then I can hold down my keyboard and oh, Barbara says, without that slit in her jacket, it makes her look slimmer. That's funny. Okay, come up here and change that color. I think it's this one. There we go. Perfect. That's cute. Right. Let's see. It does make her look a little slimmer, doesn't it? I should get rid of that one as well. That's funny. All right, so the only thing we have to do yet is her shoes. And again, I got the nodes, so I'm going to hold down the V or hit V on my keyboard, hold down my shift, and grab all these little pieces that have to be white. And I'll probably miss some, but that's okay. I can get started like this, and then I'll come back and get whatever I missed. So I'm going to change the color. That's it, no slits in my jacket. Right. That's funny. Yeah. I'll be sewing mine up. You guys are funny. Yeah. You want to look slender. All right, now last thing I have to do is a gray for her shoe. So I'll get the eyedropper and get that same color. Uh-oh, missed one thing right here. And again, I get the darn nodes. I'll hit the V for Victor on my keyboard, hold down my shift key and get her little zipper because it's the same color, and come up here and change it. Okay. So that's that. I think I got everything done. So now what you need to, hey, there's another little slit that I don't think needs to be done. I'm going to delete that. It was in her bow. Could have left it there. See this little slit? But I just got rid of it. So thanks, Carmen. So now you know what you have to do if you have the Cricut, right? Well, let's say first what you do if you have the Cameo, you go to, move her off the mat. We're just going to go to Send. And it comes in by line color, and we don't want to do by line color. We want to do by fill. And unfortunately, it shows all these fills that are over on all of the things that we have everywhere. Oh, do you notice these little tiny dots all over this? Do you know what that is? Those are the new little holes that will be put on by the punch marks so that you can weed it more easily. But I'm going to get rid of those because I don't have that tool yet. I'm going to get rid of those. And I'm actually going to get rid of everything right now by unclicking this. So let's see, what am I doing? I'm going to scroll out so I can see better. So now what I would do is I'm just going to do this by fill colors. And I'm using tool number 1. And we'll pretend like I'm doing it out of vinyl. And I won't go through the whole thing here, but just so you know, let's say that I'm going to do, well, this color is not even in this image. Say I'm going to do the green, the gray. Let's see the gray. Okay, the gray down here is on her shoes. If I click it off and on, you can just barely see something happening on the gray part of her shoe. And I was going to do it out of vinyl, let's say. I could do it out of cardstock, but look at all these little pieces that will come out of cardstock. So I'll just say I'm going to do it out of vinyl. So I would come down here to where it says vinyl. And this is if you have a Cameo, and I'll show you in a sec for the Cricut. So I would just choose what kind of vinyl I have. say I have glossy. And it's going to automatically change these things down here. And hopefully with the glossy, I've already tested my glossy that I have, and I know exactly which settings I like this to be on, whether I want the knife to be deeper or leave it how it came in or change the force. Okay, but that's if I've done test cuts before. So I would just go ahead and send this. But the other thing that I would do before I send it is, I don't really want these to cut way down here on my mat or on my vinyl. So I might move these up to the top up here to the top left. Whoopsie, not that part, these parts. So they just cut right up here. And of course I could put them anywhere on my mat that I want to. I could put them over here if I want to. I just need to make sure that I have my gray color over here. And it's going to do that. If I'm going to do this color next, the laces, I can check on that. Uh-oh. Did I mess up her mouth? Should it have been red? Sorry, I made it black. Well, anyway, if I was doing her laces, oh wait, now y'all, if I was doing her laces, I would do this differently. Let's go back to the design. I'll put that back up in there. If I was going to do her laces, I would do this differently, because what I would do is I'd come up to the little color thing up here, and you need to do this for Cricut as well. I would click on this, because if you'll see, that's the select by color option. And then when you come over here, it says select by color. It usually comes in as by line. I would change it by fill. And let's say I'm going to do her laces now. So I would click on that, and that clicks on or grabs all of the laces. Then I would right click and say, make a compound path. So let's see what that does differently over here when we go to send. And this is something that you must do if you're using this for Cricut. So now if I go to click on these and I want to move them maybe to the lower right-hand corner of my mat, and I'm going to put the bluish color down here. Notice if I'm using vinyl, I want them to stay exactly like this, and they will. They'll cut exactly like this. So when we have the transfer tape, I'll be able to transfer them right exactly together, right where I need them. And you must do this for Cricut if you're going to use this for Cricut. Okay, so again, you need to stay in the design area and do this to all of the colors. If you're using vinyl, it's really helpful. So what I would do now is maybe come up here to the same tool, select by color, and I'm going to do her sweatshirt now. When I click on this color, it's going to select all those pieces of her sweatshirt, and I can either right click and say make compound path, or I can come up here to object and make compound path. And once it's a compound path, it's like as if it's just one piece. And that's what you need in Cricut, because if I undo this, if I release this compound path, when this goes over to Cricut, every one of these little pieces is going to be separate, and they're just going to be mushed all over the place on your mat like this. And that's not exactly how you want your vinyl to be when you're trying to make something out of vinyl for a sweatshirt or something like that. So I need to hit Control Z a bunch of times to undo all those. Or I could come up here to this arrow and say undo, but I like to just hit Control and Z till it's like that. And now I just click on it again. Oops, click on it again to grab everything. Oh, I went all the way undo to where it's a compound path right now. So I do the same thing to the pink. Come up here to this. Whoops, it was still open. I didn't need to do that. Find that pink color. Here it is. All of this pink would stay together if I right click and say make a compound path. And then when I send this to Cricut, Cricut's going to think that's one thing, and it's going to keep it just like that. What if you just group? It won't work. If I just group it and go over to Cricut Design Space, it will not work. Grouping just groups the things together here on this mat. So matter of fact, I can show you that. Let's release this compound path. And I'll move this junk out of the way because we don't really need to go through all of this, but I'll show you. Uh-oh, I want to keep that all together for a minute and move it over here on the mat. I'll get rid of this one. So I'll show you for your Cricuts, okay? So here's your Cricut thing. Let's see. Zoop. And I'm just going to go ahead and group it. So now it's grouped, and I'm going to take the selection. File, Save As, Save to hard drive, and I'll save it to my desktop as mini jacket. I should have said hoodie. And I'm just going to save it as an SVG because I'm saving it for my Cricut. Say OK. And now if I come over to Cricut, oh, I got to probably do a new share, I bet you. Yep. Here we are in Cricut, and I'm going to go to New Project, Upload, Upload an image, Browse. It's on my desktop. So it's mini jacket, should be an SVG. Where is it? There it is, Mini's jacket. Uh-oh, I forgot. Look, y'all see this little thing right here? I don't know if you can see it. There are two things on my mat. I forgot about that part. I had it selected, I guess, too. Yeah, whatever. It says this is a large image. This might take a moment. And you probably know why. Continue. Okay. Oh, gosh. Did I forget to do File, Save Selection? Okay, if you don't save the selection, you get all this extra junk. So let me go back here and make sure that I just select this. That's all. File, Save Selection, Save to hard drive, Mini Jacket 2. And I'm going to save it as an SVG. We'll try it again. So we're going to go upload an image, browse, Mini Jacket 2. Okay, there we go. All right, so there it is. Whoops. So we'll save it, insert it. Okay, so notice what happens over here. It comes in and there's all these little pieces. That's not what we want, because if you go to make it with all those little pieces, what it's going to do is just set them out like this. And if you're making something out of vinyl, I know you want your transfer tape to have it right in place where it should be. And if you're doing HTV, heat transfer vinyl, you certainly want it to be all in order the way it should be. So let's cancel this one, and let's try this one right here now. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and make this a compound path. Change the color of it that time, but we'll change it back to what we want. And I'm going to go to File, Save Selection. It's really easy, at least what I'm doing. I go Save Selection. When I go over to here, I get off of Save Selection, and I get to Save As. And I think that's why I got all that other junk before. But go Save Selection, Save to hard drive, Mini, oh well, Jacket 3. Going to save it as an SVG because remember I need that for my Cricut. Okay. All right, now let's go over here and see. So we're going to upload an image, browse, Mini Jacket 3, open, save, insert it. Okay, now here's this one. Look at that one. This is this one. Look what it is. It's one cut file. This is all of this stuff right here. So let's hide this one right now because we saw how this one would go ahead. It won't allow you to group it in design space. Well, let's see. If I group it into, you mean, let's hide this one for a sec. You mean if I group this one in design space? Well, it's already grouped. Ungroup. Okay, ungroup. Let's see if we ungroup. It's going to look the same, right? If we cancel that, and we go back here and we group. Remember what grouping does. Grouping just groups stuff right here on your mat, on this virtual mat. It's not going to really, let's see, affect that. Because there it is, it's still messed up, right? The only way you can do it, you know what you can do, right? Since it's just one color, attach. I think weld would work, actually. Look what weld does. So you could weld it when you're over here. But the problem is that's a lot of work to have to do, especially if you have a lot of colors like over here. that you're working with, all of these colors, if you were going to have to bring every one of these in here and then mess with it in Cricut Design Space, why not just select the colors easily over here in Silhouette, and then they're ready to go. So let me undo a bunch of this stuff. Okay, so for example, let's this is all, let's see, I already really, yeah, that's a compound path. I'm going to make the pink a compound path really quickly. Make a compound path. Make the white a compound path. Oh, I probably wanted to do her, yeah, let's get rid of that. Go undo this. So I don't really want to make this part of the compound. Wait a minute, what am I doing?
You wouldn't really need the offset if it was vinyl, right?
Oh, you're right. That's what I was trying to do yesterday too, and I deleted that from the darn, you're right. That's right. So I would get rid of this offset because I don't really need it at all. So I would probably just go ahead and ungroup and then get rid of the offset. Thank you, because that's what I was doing yesterday in the video, and then it dawned on me. So I don't need that at all, unless I was doing a print then cut, and then I would want that. But yes, thank you. So we would then do the white, and I would go ahead and make that a compound path. All right, so now if I just went ahead like this and just kind of group this all, oh, I didn't do her face yet. Let's do her face and make that a compound path. Oh, I messed her up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I think I've made everything a compound path. So let's go and see. Let's just group this together really quickly and go File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive, and Mini 4. Oh, and I just saved her as an SVG, I mean a Silhouette file accidentally. So I need to go to File, Save Selection to Hard Drive, see, Mini, I'll name her 5. I need to make sure I don't go so fast and save it as a Silhouette file. Have to make sure I change that to Mini SVG. Okay, and then we can come back over to Cricut, upload an image, browse, Mini 5. Okay, here she is. Save. Insert. And here she comes in like this. Whoopsie. What is up with this? Why are all these pieces here? Something unusual has happened. I must not have saved them all properly, because these should all be just one. That's weird. Let me look back here again, you guys. All right, so this, let's ungroup this. This is a compound path. This is a compound path. This is a compound path. The white's a compound path, and blue's a compound path. Oh, look what's wrong. See those little schnipsels of pieces? My mom would have called them schnipsels. Those are the little junky pieces coming in. You see these right here when I go and draw that box around there? That's the junk I don't want. I need to delete that. So there must be some more of that also back here, because I didn't do this very well. I'll just get rid of those too. All right, so let's put her back together. Sorry, excuse me. So I think that's what the image issue was. I had all those little extra pieces that I didn't want. So let's try this one more time. I'm just going to group it. And we're going to go to File, Save Selection to Hard Drive, Mini 6. Make sure I save it as an SVG. Save. Okay. Let's go to a new one. Replace. Upload. Upload an image. Browse. Mini 6. She better work. Save. And if she doesn't work, I must not have selected everything properly. Okay, there we go. All right, that's perfect. So what we ended up with over here then is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things that are cutting. So if I ungroup her right now, this will cut, this will, her face, her little lace, her shoes, her little laces, and the black part. Let me undo all that, put it back together, and let's go to make it. And this is what you want with your vinyl. Yeah, ta-da. Oh, thank you. That was kind of scary. All right, so everything's going to cut exactly where we need it to. The laces, if you take a little piece of blue and put it here, you use your transfer tape, or if it's HTV, pick them up. They'll be right where you need them. Same thing for her jacket. All these little tiny pieces that we know are here, when you use your transfer tape, they'll be perfect. Yeah, it's so real. Scares me though. All right, let's see. So let's go back to this and let's get rid of her. OMG. Oh. Is that you, Tammy?
Yeah, I'm laughing at your OMG.
Get rid of her quick. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. What else we got? Okay, so I guess sometimes you guys have probably done this, right? Where you right click on it. Well, we know how we do it. Let's look real quick. So you're following me still. All right. So to find an image that you like, you remember you come over here in Google. Don't look at this screen because it'll drive you nuts. All right, so you're going to put in Google what you want to find. Then you're going to go to Tools, because you're going to change it to Clip Art. At least that's what I do. And I always make sure that I get a large image. So then you know that we can just go through here and willy-nilly pick anything we like. And so I'm looking for one in particular. Okay, this one right here I'll use. So in general, or let's see, yeah, but in general, what we can do is just right-click on an image and say copy it, and then paste it into Silhouette, right? Who knows why that won't work on this one? Do you know why this won't work for this one? Whoops, I didn't mean to click on it like that. Quit. Oh, geez, I got all these boxes to move. All right, who knows why this one? Yep, the background. What's wrong with the background? It's transparent, which means it's a PNG file. However, I've heard that Silhouette's coming out with something new that's going to automatically trace these PNG images in the next update, supposedly, or one coming soon. But anyway, let's pretend I'm going to try to do this like this. So I right-click and I say copy the image, because in general we can do this, right? If I go right-click and paste, so that's what I get, the image with the black outline like this, and it will not work. You're right, it's a PNG file. Portable Graphics Network or something like that. So this was a PNG file. But suppose I really want to use that file. How can I use that file? Do you guys know? Oops. What can I do so that, suppose I really, really like this one and I want to use her. How can I use that image that I found over here? You forgot? Clueless? Okay, if I really want to use this one because I love, love, love her, all I have to do is not right-click and say copy and then open her in Silhouette. But what I need to do is I need to, Charles got it. Ding, ding, she won. Yep, oh, save it. So I just have to right-click on it and say, save image as. So I'm going to save her on my desktop. You can save her wherever you want to, and there's one I did before. I'll just name her as this, no, Pink Minnie. Pink Minnie. Pink Minnie. I can leave it as file type PNG here and just name it and say save. And then if I go here in Silhouette and I try to open Pink Minnie now, I go to File. And if I want to open her in the exact same area, same page, I just go to File and Merge. Then I'm going to look for Pink Minnie. There she is. She doesn't look good, right? But if I click on her and say open, look at little Minnie. She came in perfectly. So that's how you can get around those PNG images. If you try to bring something in, has this black box around it, and you're like wondering, what in the world? All you have to do is save it to your computer first, and then merge it or open it into Silhouette, and there it is, perfect. And isn't she cute? I want to save her. I like her. All right, so I'm going to delete this one with the box. So this thing here that I have was just to demonstrate the same thing. I right-clicked on this one, and I pasted her into this page, and it has that black box around it. It's not going to work well at all. So yes, so I saved this to my computer first, and then when I opened it up, look what I get. Beautiful. I'll get rid of that.
Say you get one that's like that, and that's the only one they have.
Yes.
You can show them how to fix that too.
Wait, what do you mean? What?
Go back and get your black one back. Say you found a picture and it's got that black background, and that's the only picture they have.
Uh-huh.
Use your inversion and invert the colors.
But you know what? I don't think that will work for this, because look, this is all black. Let's try.
Right.
Let's try and see. So the inversion thing is right
there.
Something's beeping in my house, and I don't know why.
No, it's mine.
Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. I thought it was in my house, and I'm like, something's beeping. Something's going to blow up.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. Whew. I'm glad that's what it was, though. All right. So here's the inversion tool. So I came over here to this thing that looks like a half moon. And if I show you that, that's the effects panel. When I click on that to open it, I get this to open up. And then I would come over here to this thing right here that says invert. And that allows you to invert this thing. Oh, but we don't get her ears, right? Since they're black. Usually oftentimes this will work. But for this one, since her ears are black and the background is black, all we'll get is this. See what I'm saying?
Yep. Lost her ears.
Oh, Stephanie was also checking for that noise.
Sorry. I thought
funny.
I was going to mute it, but then I talked and forgot to mute it.
What was it? A microwave?
It's the microwave. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. We can say these things quick. Is this girl going to work well for either print then cut or trace to use it as an SVG? Mary Kay says she thinks so.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're right, Mary Kay. And the reason being is there's no shading on her. And it's not blurry at all. It looks really nice and sharp. And so let's skip by her. Yep, she looks good, Stephanie. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's look at another one. Let's these boxes. Oh my gosh, they're in my way. Minimize. Okay, how about her? Is she going to be a very good print then cut or an SVG? What about this mini? Yep, you're right, Stephanie and Tammy and Carmen. Yep, right, because of the shading. Very good, Mary Kay. Yay! Okay, yeah, she won't be a very good print then cut, and I don't think I showed this to you right already, but I'll just show you right quick. If I did try to trace her, let's look what's going to happen. Maybe I did already do her. I don't remember. Okay, so as I change my threshold where I'm trying to get it so I get a nice trace, I either get like those lines like that. Yes, you are. Or because you see all those little dashes, or I get too much junk like this and it won't make a good trace for an SVG. However, it will make a beautiful print then cut. So I can just click on trace and detach. And now she would make a beautiful print then cut. I can get rid of this jazz. And there she is. And again, I could put an offset around her by coming over here to the star, saying offset, change the offset color to whatever I want. Just so we can see it, I'll change it to that green. And look at that, won't she be cute? I actually could change it to the gold color of her hat or her stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so she would make a beautiful print then cut. And again, to do use her with my Cricut as a print then cut, I save her as a JPEG image. at the end of the year. Oh, yes, I should. You know what would be smart, though? I should give you one of those tests. Whoa, 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 whoa. I actually have my eraser out, and I don't want it. I should do one of those tests to see what people know beforehand, a pre-test. Did you remember getting those? Those are great to have, though, as a teacher, because then you know what the people already know. So you know, okay, they already know this stuff. I don't need to teach them that. But we'll start here, because this is where they started falling down. Anyway, so let's see. What about this one right here? Is she going to be good? Is she going to make a good SVG? Don't encourage Barbara. Ha, 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 ha.
No, she's not.
I think we should have a test. Nope. You're right, Barbara and Stephanie. She will not, but isn't she cute? She won't make a very good SVG at all because there's just, yeah, right, Carmen, because of all this shading and just, it's just a mess, sort of ish. But she would make it really cute. I mean, that would really be super cute, I bet, on a card to have somebody that looked fuzzy like this and stuff. So you could use her, again, as a printing cut. So we would just select the trace area. Only thing is, I bet her hands aren't going to work very well. Look at that. Oh, there we go. We got it. But look, look at this though, y'all. Look how jaggedy this jazz looks over here. Look at that. Look at all that junk. So we don't like all that junk. If I move down the threshold, I get rid of the junk. And let's scroll back out. I still have her hands pretty good. That might work fine. Let's try it. Trace and detach. And there she is. It should be there's all the junk that was with her. I delete that. Am I going to delete everything? No. So there she is. So let's put her over on the mat so we can look and see what she really looks like. So we have a little gray color behind her. I'm kind of liking her. Wouldn't she be kind of cute?
Oh, her hand's messed up.
Oh, actually, it's still there, believe it. But it's
pull it up. It's messed up on the other side. See?
Oh, you're right. Look at that. So I'd need to fix that somehow. And look how I could do it. I could probably just get rid of every one of those nodes in there.
Yeah.
Fix it. But okay. But we know she wouldn't be a very good SVG. So let's just get rid of her. Oh, gone. See what else we got. Anybody else? These guys down here, what do you think about these?
Barbara wants to know if you can change the matte color. You only have limited colors. You can't change it like you do in the
No, but you know what you can do is you can just go ahead and make a box behind it. That's what I always do. I just draw a box and I make my box any color I want. Whoops. By just coming here and changing it. So let's make it this. So then I can put these guys on front. Since they're going behind, I just right click on them and say bring to the front. And there they are there. Now what about these guys right here? Will they make a good SVG? They sure won't. Why not, Carmen? Carmen said no. Now I'm quizzing her to see why not. You're going to not want to talk. That would be a lot of colors. You're right. Blurry and a lot of colors. You're right. Perfect, you guys. I don't know. Yeah, that is a blurry one. Sometimes if you make it smaller, the blur won't show up so bad. But it is very cute. It kind of would make a nice print and cut maybe. But certainly not an SVG because look at all these colors and the shading. Look at the shading right here. So that would not make a very good. It is adorable. I agree. Cute. All right, let's see. We got anybody else? I think that might be the last one. So does anybody have any questions on maybe using it with your Cricut or? But hey, the best tip I got today was from Tammy with that hand thing. I can't wait to try that out. With the nodes, that was really, really good. I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions? I'll wait for a sec. Did I miss that from Tammy? Oh, Mary Kay, maybe you did. Let's see. Do I still have that crazy image? Let's see. Oh, dear. Let me see if I can find one really quickly. Oh, See, I don't know how to find one real fast. So what it is this. Let me pretend. So remember yesterday in my video, if you saw it, or earlier today, sometimes, move some of this, oopsie, some of this out of the way. Sometimes when you save the image, a little part that's cut off is over here, and it actually belongs on this side of the image, right? Remember that? I had an image that showed that earlier, but I think I've deleted it. So let's pretend this one shows it. What you can do is this, and I didn't know this. Tammy taught me this today. So I can just come up here to the nodes, and even though I haven't made this a compound path or anything, look what happened. I got these little nodes in the 4 corners. So let me go again. Here's when the select tool is selected. Okay. We have all of these boxes like this so we can change its size. But while it's selected, if I come up here to the node tool, click on that, look what I have, these 4 little nodes like this, or 4 little points. Now, if that little piece was over here that belongs on this side, Tammy has found that you can just stretch this like this, and this brings that piece over to where it's supposed to be if you stretch these nodes out like that. Isn't that right, Tammy? I think she must have muted herself.
Yes, and if you have a piece of it that's missing, if you pull it out, then you'll get that missing piece in most cases.
Right.
You know how much like chopped off? Because
right.
It's weird that the more you pull that, the more of the minis that's going to show up with the image.
I know that's so weird, but look.
Yeah.
That is really helpful. So I wish I had saved the image that I used yesterday, or I wish I knew how to find one really, really quickly so I could show you how that works, because it's amazing. Wasn't this girl, was it? No, I'm sure it wasn't. No, wasn't her. Unfortunately, I don't have one, but you know what? I'll look for one and I'll make a short video just to show you right quick in our Silhouette Facebook group. And Carmen, you're in there now, right? I remember she is. So. Okay, well, if nobody else has any other questions. Oh, thanks, Barbara. I know. I like going over them too because it helps me remember. But it really makes a difference, because you'll see on the internet, some people will be saying, I want to make this into an SVG and I can't get it to work. Well, we know why. You know, they need to understand that sometimes these things just don't work well as SVGs with all the shading, or if they're blurry messes. And remember, again, so important, and those of you who came in late, when you do want to look for an image, don't look right now, it's going to drive you nuts. Let's say I want to find Mickey Mouse. I'd type in Mickey here in Google. First thing I would get probably is, let me do this. All. This is what I get first when I clicked on Mickey Mouse, right? So then I would click on images, because all I want are Mickey images. And then I get all of these Mickey images, but I want to change it. I'd come up here to Tools. And what I usually do is change the type to clip art. And what this does is it kind of weeds out those images that won't make very good SVGs. So I change it to clip art. What you could do is line drawing too, if you wanted some black and white ones that you want to color yourself. But we're going to leave it on clip art. And then the other important thing to do is to change the size here to the largest option that you're given here. Sometimes they give you sizes in numbers. Right here it says just large. So I click on the largest images. And then most of these will be good, although look at this guy right here. Terrible. He would not be good. Terrible. He would be good, I bet. Look at this. What the heck is this? OMG.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, this would not be good. Oh, that's somebody's stitching. This, would this be good or bad?
No, it's got shadows.
Got too many shadows. That would not trace well. This would be hard to trace as it is, but because it's a PNG, and we know that because look at the checkerboard behind him. That means it's a transparent background. If I just try to copy him and paste him into Silhouette, you know what's going to happen. It's going to come in with that black box. So what we need to do for this one is just to save it to your computer first and then open it, and it works. What is this? Oh my, look at him. Oh. So anyway, this is just how you can go through these, and you can see now this one won't work well. Look at all these little different shaded colors. That won't work well as little pieces of vinyl. This one, no, not really, because of the shading again. That one's terrific. Look at solid colors. Oh, anyway, this is just, I could go look at these forever and just, here, look at that one. Let's see. He's blurry, but maybe he'll come in a minute. This one would not be good. This one would not be good. These would be really cute as print and cuts, but not for SVGs. Okay, well, I guess that's enough. You guys want to go?
Barbara's got a question. She said, did you pick a date for our next Cards for Kids?
Do you think Valentine's Day, we could do 10 by Valentine's Day? That'd be like 1 or 2 a week. And really, they don't have to be different. You can make them all the same if you want to. If you're making a card you really love and just want to change the colors, or don't even change the colors. Because, you know, they're just going to get our envelopes and they'll just distribute them. So the same kid's not going to get, you know, the same card. So, yeah, okay, we'll click. Okay, let's check on Valentine. Let's shoot for Valentine's Day, 10 each. Remember to say that it's from Patty Ann's Place, so they sure to give us credit, like I said on that
get
video.
your little stickers from
if you have them, yeah.
From the blog, and so you can.
Right. It's not, like I said, it's not that we get any special prize or anything. It's just that I like our group, our little family, to be recognized that we're pitching in. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know about the update either. What update? What y'all talking about?
Update.
Do what? Oh, the Cricut? Yeah.
Carmen, if you go to her blog, pattyannsplace.blog, you go in the library there for the free SVG files, and she has the stickers available. See the little house?
It'll be like this. So you'll just go into the library.
Like a little logo.
And you guys should know the library password already. You have to click off this thing several times. Sorry about that, you guys. So you just put in the password, and I tell you, it's Cameo.
She's trying to whisper the password.
It's Cameo. And once you're in here, well, see, this is going to come up 2 more times. Watch this. Boom, boom. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to get rid of it. So here they are. This is for Cameo, and this one's for Cricut users. So you would just download whatever one you're going to be using. So if I was using the Cricut one, comes in as a zip file down here. Excuse me. Where did it go? Oh, this is it here. So I'd have to unzip everything, extract all. I had some extra pictures in there for you guys about Cards for Kids. And this is what you'd unzip. So it's in the downloads logo. Okay, so let me open it up in Cricut right quick. Cancel this. New. Replace. Upload. Upload an image. Browse. Downloads. What was it called?
Stickers for Cricut.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Do you see it?
I'm looking.
Oh my gosh. It was a zip file. So
logo. Try logo.
No, that's not it.
Logo stickers, maybe.
It should say something about Cricut. Read me first, maybe. First logo. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, logo Cricut user stickers.
There you go.
And the reason why I told you guys to read me first, this thing right here, is because that's going to tell you, whoops, it's not going to open in Cricut Design Space, but you'll have to open that first, because that's going to tell you what size to make this if you don't remember that that's what this number means right here. So let's watch. When I got to remember 6.646. So I'm going to click on this to open it. There it is. I'm going to say complex and go next. I'm going to use the select and erase, so it gets rid of everything between the stickers, and continue. And I'm going to use this one and say save. here it is. I'm going to insert it. And now finally, where that number comes into play, and here it is up here as well. So I just want to make sure that the width of this is 6.646. So the lock is locked. If I change because right now, if I try to make this a print and cut, it's going to say it's incompatible because it's too big. But if I make the width of this 6.646 and hit enter, and now if I go to make it, it fits perfectly onto this piece. Here's where I place the stickers. I put them on the back of my card. So this is that one card that I made. And then I just put them on the back. And Tammy, didn't you do it a different way so you didn't have to use sticker paper? Oh yeah, you could just print them out on a piece of card or cardstock or paper and just use your glue and glue it on the back.
Yeah, I use that little tape.
Yeah, you don't have to have.
You don't have to have
stickers.
And another thing, real quick, that people's talking about, and sometime in January, Cricut is taking their website Cricut down. You're going to have it installed on your computer. And I've seen a lot of people were upset because they're saying that their computers are not downloading it or it doesn't work. But I'm sure they'll address that before.
Yeah. Well, remember, Chow taught us that we had to, for the shapes, we had to be on the online version for the pattern fill to work. And I'm not sure if it works now or not. See, they haven't fixed that yet. Unable to insert the pattern.
Yeah. So it still needs some work. But they sent out an email that said in January, the internet-based one will be gone. And if you click on it or type it in, it will give you a page that directs you to and opens up the one on your computer. So if you haven't downloaded that one, you might ought to go ahead and do it, be playing with it so you can, make sure it works.
Oh, okay. The patterns are supposed to work in the January update. Good. That's good to know, Barbara. What does only Jan done mean, Stephanie?
Oh, that just means that she's done her cards for January already.
Barbara's already done hers.
Oh my gosh. Woo! That's super.
I just said I've got to get cracking because I've got 9 birthday cards to do this month, and I need to start on the cards for kids as well.
Wow. You're a busy lady. Good thing your husband pitched in that one time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, both of my friends, my main friends, one has a birthday on the 2nd of January, the other is the 3rd, and one of them, the husband, is the 2nd of January, and the 2 grandchildren are in January as well. So got to look for some different ideas.
Yes. Woo. All right. So is the message at the top of the design space regarding downloading for computer version? How do you download the version? Do you see Roxana's question in chat?
Yeah. I think if you go on there and you don't have it, it will immediately pop up and ask you if you want to download that. Just if you've never done it, go ahead and do it because you need to have it downloaded so you'll be ready when they do direct you. And what they said is if you, like I said, go on there and you type in Cricut on your internet, it's going to take you to a page that's going to direct you to download that if it's not installed. Okay. So, yeah.
Hey, Chow, you can also do Chinese cards, for the cards for kids, because they said you can do them in all different languages. So if you'd like to, you can. Will do. Okay. All righty. I guess that's about it. Hey, you guys be thinking about whether you want to do that other project that I thought we might do next Christmas. I don't know if anybody would be able to join me anywhere, but what you do is I would probably buy all the stuff that we need because I do make a little bit of money doing this and doing my YouTube videos, and I just want to give it back. I don't need to make a pile of money. So I could buy those things, and Tammy says, no, but, and then what I thought was either we could all get together and make these things and even have classes. You could bring your Cameo, your Cricut, whatever. But of course, it'd probably be in my neck of the woods, so that probably would you probably, a lot of you wouldn't be able to come, but it'd be cool if you could. And, we could do classes and stuff. I know there's a place right nearby that a lot of times we have quilting little groups that come. We have classes there and stuff. But anyway, what was my point? My point was, if you couldn't come, you can still be involved by either helping to donate towards buying more bags or making the heat transfer vinyl things that we would put on the bags, those of us who are able to get together. But if you look at the thing that I showed, it just shows like a little assembly line of people putting the things in the bags and putting the vinyl on the bags to decorate them for the kids. And these are for foster kids. Because from what I understand, and I assume this is true, a lot of kids, when they're taken from homes, they're just given a couple of trash bags to put their belongings in. And what this group does is it gives these bags of the kids when they're going to be taken from their homes for whatever reason and taken for foster care for a bit. So I don't know. Does anybody have any idea? Yeah, I think it'd be great to get together on Zoom. And anybody who does want to help plan it, I keep telling my husband, I'm a horrible planner. I really am. He disagrees with me, but it's just so true. I'm a horrible planner, so I need somebody to kind of like help me. And if anybody's interested and you think you might be able to come, I can give you the link to the place where I was thinking. It's right down the street from me, where we could meet. There's little places to sleep that are inexpensive, that are nice. And also, this is a fun place to come to in this part of the country if you've not been. There's all kind of things that we could go and sightsee together and have classes, sightsee, do a little charity work. Oh, I just think it'd be fun. Anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it
Well,
would be
we've
fun.
got a long time to plan, so that's
Oh
good.
yeah, right? Yeah. But I think what I will do later today is I'll just put on our Facebook group the name of the place where I was thinking that we could go. And I'll show you if you were to decide to come here. If there weren't very many, I have places people could just stay in my house. But if we had more than I can house here, we could all stay at that place. But I'll show you what it looks like. And there's different places. The one I was thinking that would be best for us is called the Founders 2 home, I think, or a place. And this is where you could just drive right up to your place that you're going to be staying in, your little place. Anyway, I'll send you a link and you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, you live in Georgia, you could make it easily. And Tammy's that long distance driver. Tammy, you hear me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You could, whoever's living on your route.
That's right.
Hop in.
That's
Well, I see
right.
another Georgia.
Oh yeah, you're close too, Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, where are you in Georgia?
Carmen's and hey Carmen.
Well,
You and
Carmen, you
Chow.
and Chow y'all have to come together because Chow's in California too.
Right.
Mary
Well,
Kay, you New Mexico, so you can zip right through
Shoot.
California and come
Shoot.
too.
Well, and then again, those who can't come, maybe we could do a Skype thing or a
I
Zoom
think
thing. I think
Carol's
Skype
on
would be
here.
more
You're from
fun.
Tennessee, so you're not that far.
And Southwest does have cheap flights. You're right. And don't you think you could bring your machine in your carry-on bag? Would you guys be afraid to or not? If you're handling it and carrying it on, wouldn't that be fun if we could all bring our machines and just have a few days of just playing and working? And I just think that'd be so much fun. Anyway, Marietta,
Back
that's
to
not
New York.
far. Okay. Yeah, it would be fun. What about
We've got a long time to plan it.
exactly? So start saving your pennies.
That's right.
All right. I guess that's it. See you guys soon. And I'll be sure, Tammy, help me remember. I'm going to put a link to the place where we might do this if we do it. And I said I was going to do something else. Oh, yeah. The thing to show that little tip you gave us. A video to show that. So I got 2 things to do as soon as
Yes, it does, Carmen. It'll be back around to December before we know it. Ugh.
I know, that's true. I know. Somebody says, oh, next time a cruise. Yeah, that'd be fun. I've never been on a cruise.
Me either.
But you know what? We truly, you would have fun here because there's a lot to do. Look it up in Western North Carolina. There's a lot of fun things to do here. And of course,
yeah.
I guess we'd probably want to do it about in October, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Y'all just think about that. Anyway.
Oh,
Definitely.
you'd have to plan ahead for North Carolina in the fall with the
Right.
leaves. You'd have to be booking that ahead.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true
yeah.
too. Yeah. But I think where I was thinking about going might not be as much of an issue. So anyway. All right. Used to live in Brevard. Wow, that would have been right down the street practically from me. I live in Flat Rock. You probably know where Flat Rock is. So, okay. See you guys. I keep saying that. We just keep it that. Bye, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
everybody.
Happy New Year. That's right. Happy New Year. See y'all
Happy New
soon.
Year.
Yep. Bye.